안녕하십니까. 축하합니다. I am Professor Denis Noble, a professor in the University of Oxford, one of the oldest and most prestigious universities in the world. I often attend rather magnificent dinners in the fantastic hall behind me, wearing, of course, a dinner jacket. And with a beautiful garden like this, a magnificent college in the University of Oxford, you might think that with a name like mine, I was born into this kind of English society. Well, I'll have to tell you that that just isn't true. I was born in a rather poor London family, and my parents were tailors. They weren't tailors that were, as it were, selling magnificent clothes in Savile Row, the most famous tailoring street in London. They were tailors working in tiny back rooms, working away all night to make suits one after the other. Now, I managed nevertheless, out of that family, to go to a top university, to University College London, where I studied. And while I was studying, I found that I needed one of these. And so my father said, no problem, we can't afford it, but we can make one. And so he started cutting the pattern necessary to make a dining suit. Sadly, though, he died before he could make it. And I was left as the kind of father to the remaining children to bring them up. That's how I learnt to cook, incidentally. But now I come back to the story of the dinner jacket. My mother was a tailor too, you see, and she took that pattern that my father had cut in order to make a magnificent dinner suit for his poor son. And she made it instead, and that's what I'm still wearing 60 years later. She had to repair it once to rejuvenate it, to put a bit of new silk on, but otherwise this is the same suit as 60 years ago. Now, why am I telling you this story? I'll tell you why I'm telling you this story. While I continued to study and cycling all the way back home to see to the supper for the young brothers, I had then to start at about 10 o'clock at night to revise for my studies. I'll tell you what I did. I probably over-revised because I got the top result in the whole year of medical students at University College London, the only one who got the top marks. What does that show you? Getting along in life doesn't necessarily depend on your origins. It depends on what you make of the opportunities that are open to you. Whatever background you come from, it's making things work in some way or another and having the determination to do that. I'll tell you what happened too. After I got that top result, I was asked whether I would continue to do a research degree. I got 2 papers out in Nature, it's the top science journal in the world, before I even submitted my thesis. I don't know whether anybody's done that since. The point again, though, is, you see, it doesn't depend on your background. It doesn't depend on where you come from. It depends what you do with this and what you do with this. What you do, in other words, with the talents you've got, to always find a way through. That's my message to you today. Thank you very much. 감사합니다.